Hey folks, Vortex here and welcome to my review of this Simgot EA500, the kind of current hyped single DD. Yet unusual, full disclaimer is I'd like to thank Linsol for sending me this unit to try out, so thank you very much. I was not paid to do this video and all thoughts and opinions are my own. And yeah, so meant to be quite hyped. I have no idea what they actually are like because I haven't looked into it yet. So single DD model as far as I'm aware. And they have got two different, I think, tuning nozzles, which obviously we'll find out. Obviously I will graph it as well. And there's some specs, quite small, but 10mm dynamic driver. DLC diaphragm. Impedance is 16 ohms, 123 decibel sensitivity. Frequency range and all that stuff. And yeah, let's see what you get. I've opened up a little bit just to save a bit of time. So let's have a look at these. Obviously fingerprint magnets. I've only literally just touched them. I've not tried these yet. So obviously slightly recessed 2-pin are. Yeah, so these screw off. So quickly take one off. Bit of red on there. So yeah, quite curious of what these are like. Quick look, take this off as well. So you can see there's a red there. They seem like them built like tanks, so I'm quite looking forward to them. So a bit of paperwork. Dual vector foil carry case. Now I haven't actually seen the contents of what you get with these, so this is all new to me as well. So cable. Obviously I'll try it opened up. Reminds me a little bit of like Moondrop, you know, just a little bit similar to it. Looks pretty good. There's the other filters. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So I think tips are in this box. And yeah, so basically that's it. Small, medium and large. I was hoping for maybe some more, maybe different style. And yeah, so I'm going to stop wobbling now. So yeah, seems quite good. Nice presentation. And yeah, I've no idea what these are like, so I'm going to put a good few hours on them. Graph them, try them with the different nozzles to see what they're like. And yeah, I'll see you guys and gals in the future. Yeah, so welcome to my review section of the Simgot EA500s. And yeah, this looks like with the cable, so right angle connector. Obviously no inline mic. Quite a decent cable to be honest. Wise split there. Chin slider doesn't really do much, but it's there if you want it. It is rubber. That's rubber. So yeah, onto the actual. Reminds me a little bit of like Moondrop or something, you know, with these kind of connectors. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Fingerprint magnet, but obviously I'll talk about that in a bit. And that's it. So, one thing to note with these, let's take that out of the way. Fingerprint magnet, as you can probably tell. Very, very, very nice build quality. They feel very heavy, robust. Now there's a vent system there. I don't know how effective that is. See just there by the L. And yeah, so obviously they show fingerprints, grease and all that, but build quality seems very good. And obviously a unique thing with these is the tuning nozzle. So it comes with two. The ones fitted, I've got the red one as you can see there. And the ones in this pack are the black. So on the graph, which you'll see in a bit, one's labelled red, one's labelled black, so you know what that is. So comfort, I found these okay. Now I had an issue with initial comfort with my left ear. I think it might be the shape, see it's quite large here, maybe what it is, and the nozzle short. But yeah, I had a little bit of issue with the left one, so I had to tip roll a bit, but in the end it was fine. They are a bit heavy, but I've used them a couple of hours. I watched the film Blade Runner 2049 with these, and I watched the whole film in one sitting, and it was okay. Quite a good experience because these have a decent kind of tuning. So power and sensitivity, these are, I had no issues powering these at all. You don't need anything fancy or nothing like that. They're not like plain R's where it can be a pain in the ass to do, but no, these are fine. Single dynamic driver, I think it's a carbon nanotube. I may be wrong, so we'll link in the description the store, and I'll obviously have the driver type. But the DD they've used is very good. So timbre of these is single DD timbre. Again, the driver they used is good as well. So the timbre on these is very good. DDs always tend to typically have the best. On the whole, not all the time, but most of the time. Yeah, it's good. So instrument separation, again, I found very good. It has a very natural, clear sound to these, and the instrument separation I thought was again very good. I don't think it will beat well-tuned BAs because they just seem to do a better job. But from a single dynamic driver, it's the separation I found of the music was very good, and I was actually quite happy with them. So soundstage was decent as well. I didn't find it massive or nothing like that, but it's enough. Again, they're not headphones or earbuds, which always are bigger, but it's kind of perfectly fine. Yeah, so obviously you can have a better look now. So EA500. Now some of these have had, I think, driver like matching isn't been very good, but mine are actually not too bad at all. Obviously, because I've graphed them as well. And yeah, talk about the sound. So waffling on. So I'll overlay the graph now so you can have a look. Now, as you can see I've labelled it. One's EA500 black and red. So to cut a long story short, the red one, but you saw the red kind of ring. It's a slightly smoother, and actually it didn't really show on the graph. The upper mid range is a bit smoother, so vocals are slightly softer with the red nozzle, shall we say, and it turns some parts of the treble from being a touch spicy, so touch uncomfortable, to comfortable. So I do recommend to use the red one. Obviously it all depends on what music you use, but sometimes the black one may be a bit more beneficial if your music is lacking that part of the treble, and it might boost it up to be a bit more acceptable. But for my use, I do prefer the one with the red ring on it, to be honest. So that's that out the way. So bass is, these are a warmer set. Now as you can see, it does bleed into the mid range quite a bit. It doesn't sound as bleedy as it looks, is probably the best way. Now only real negative with the bass, it does roll off in the sub bass, but as a bass tuning, I think they sound great. I was quite happy with them. And yeah, that was to say, my pair match quite well. Obviously I'm overlaying a graph of both nozzles, but obviously you can do them individually if you want. And yeah, I was quite happy with that. So mid-range, again, is very clean. Again, I prefer the red one for slightly softer upper mid-range. Because it's not really dark in the first place. But yeah, mid-range is clear. It's a little bit coloured from the bass, but it doesn't sound as bad as it looks on the mid-range. It bleeds a lot, but I think it's fine. Some people might say it's a touch veiled right in the centre, but yeah, I was quite happy with it, really. Yeah, no problems at all. So treble, again, I think the red nozzle is the way to go. But yeah, everything is there. It's everything. The instruments have the right attack, shall we say. The sound crisp, the sound clean. The gain region is very good. It's a good thing it's not any lower or any higher. They've done a good job tuning this, which is quite good to see something like this come out the blue and perform quite well. And yeah, it says enough there. It's not boring, it's clear. I'm quite glad there's not any more of the treble. It's there, it's not lacking, it's clear. Now I typically listen to, as I said a few times, electronic music, as in EDM or trance, psytrance, anything like that. But I've used it with pop music and classical. And say that movie Blade Runner 2049, which has really good soundtrack to it, and it sounds great. From what I've tried, I was actually quite happy with it. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much it. I don't want to ramble on too much. There's also a spike near 15k. I didn't really hear that, but yeah, good tuning overall. Good to see something a little bit different and a product that's come out of nowhere. So yeah, I won't waffle on too much. So conclusion is, do I recommend these? Yes. Now, like I said before, there's been a few that don't have good driver matching. I don't know how many are like that, but mine are a good set. And these are a retail version as well. So, yeah, seems good. Build quality is really good. I could have probably included maybe more tips to be picky, but comfort may be an issue if this part here may affect you. It did to me, but I got a workaround, so it wasn't too bad. Cable's fine. Tuning overall is very good. I like that I included 2 nozzles. It reminded me of the Simgot from quite a couple of years ago, which I still have. That reminds me I need to graph that. And yeah, overall, good tuning, really good set. May or may not be suitable for your library, but if you understand frequency graphs, there you go. Yeah, good set. I like it. It's good they've tuned a bit different. And I'm quite glad they've controlled the treble a bit instead of being really shouty. And yeah, quite glad. I'm quite glad the bass doesn't bleed anymore. I would like to add more on the sub bass, but that depends if your music you listen to actually has that in its mix. And yeah, I'll probably end it there, so I won't go on too long. If you want to know anything particular about these, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.